Hi there and welcome to the Ontario Federation of Agriculture's video resource section for the 6x16 program. My name's Andrew. I'm from Growing Chefs Ontario, a registered charity based in London, Ontario, whose mission is to get kids excited about wholesome, healthy food and to change the way that children, youth, and families learn about and develop healthy relationships with food. The Ontario Federation of Agriculture represents over 38,000 farm families and is the leading advocate for Ontario farmers and their families across Ontario. Funding for these cooking videos is provided by the Ontario Federation of Agriculture. The OFA developed the 6x16 concept in 2016 to help young people learn to plan and prepare 6 nutritious, locally sourced meals by the time they're 16 years old, hence the name 6x16. The Ontario Federation of Agriculture and the 6x16 program promotes buying fresh, healthy, local, Ontario-grown food to support the local economy. There are over 200 different commodities grown and produced in Ontario, and the recipes we'll show you feature some of our favorites. Did you know that Ontario-grown produce is available year-round thanks to greenhouses, which means you can buy fresh local tomatoes in the middle of winter, just as one example. Some ways that you can support local foods are by visiting our local farmers market, by visiting a local farm stand, or looking for the Foodland Ontario label at the grocery store. Another great tool for supporting local is Foodland Ontario's postal code search on their website, where you can plug in your postal code to find close by farmers markets or farm direct sales. Here in London and Middlesex, we have this really handy resource, also co-developed by the Ontario Federation of Agriculture, and we find it on our public health website. It's called the Get Fresh Eat Local map, and it comes with a list of what's available at what time of year in London and Middlesex, as well as lots of information on locally grown foods, and even a map where you can find contact information for local farms and farmers markets that you can connect directly with. No matter where you are in Ontario, you should be able to find resources like this specific to your local community. So take a couple of minutes, Google what you might be able to find to help you connect with some local growers near you. Supporting locally grown food is one of the most important things that we can all do as individuals to support the health and wellness of the people in our community, of our local economy, and even the local environment. So take some time and have fun sourcing out some fresh local food that's near you. So the next step is to check out all the videos that we've provided with the recipes. The videos are going to be led by some of Growing Chef's chef teams. So you'll be introduced to Chef Anna and Chef Catherine, who are going to guide you through those videos. After watching this video, don't forget to check out our videos on proper hand washing and kitchen safety before you get started with the cooking videos. There's never been a more important time than right now to make sure that you're exercising proper hand washing technique, especially when you're cooking food. So after that, we've made 8 cooking videos for you to check out using 6x16 recipes. Feel free to choose your 6 favorite as you work on your journey towards 6x16, or if you're so inspired, check them all out and have fun exploring all 8 recipes that we've put together. So how to use these videos? It's very, very important once you've watched the videos through to make sure that you've taken the time to gather all of your ingredients and all of the equipment that you're going to need to work your way through each video. Along in the recipe resource section, Growing Chefs has included a list of all equipment and all ingredients that you're going to need to follow along with each recipe video. It'll be up to you if you want to watch each video through one time uninterrupted before gathering your ingredients and your equipment and then coming back through and cooking along with us when you watch it a second time. But whether you choose to do that or just jump right in with both feet, you can pause the videos at any time so that you can get caught up and make sure that you're keeping up with our pace in the videos. And then finally, refer back to the recipe resource guide for those lists of ingredients. But most importantly, remember, the recipes are nothing more than a guide. So you can substitute ingredients as you wish. You can substitute ingredients based on what's available and in season. You can substitute ingredients based on your taste and preferences, or you can substitute ingredients based on what you have available to you in the house right now. Again, a recipe is nothing more than a guide. At the end of the day, you want to be excited about eating the food that you create. So make sure that you're cooking for yourself. So some things to remember. These recipe videos are designed for children roughly the ages of 9 to 16. That said, kids develop at their own pace, so the age range is just a guide. If you want to modify these videos to cook with children of a younger age group, that can totally happen, and it's not very difficult to do. What we would recommend is you, as the facilitator or parent, is to watch the videos first. Choose the sections where you think the kids that you're going to be cooking with have the most to gain, and then prepare the rest of the recipe on your own. So basically all you're doing is shortening the time that the children are going to be cooking with you. And areas that you can have the children participate in, younger children have a lot to gain in their math skills from learning to measure and pour different ingredients out. They have a lot to gain from just reading the recipe through and following any steps within a certain order. There's a lot to be gained from standing at a stove with supervision and learning to stir without spilling ingredients, learning to add ingredients to your pan or to your pot, and just to manage that pan or pot on the stove and be able to recognize when the appropriate time to turn the heat up and down is. You can also help your kids develop some early knife skills, especially if you have the right tools for younger age groups. We love to use safe choppers here at Growing Chefs, we give kids as young as 4 and 5 years old the opportunity to start learning how to chop fresh fruits and vegetables. If you have paring knives as well, really for learning knife skills, you want to make sure that you're comfortable with what you're asking the kids to do. And one of the biggest tips I can give is if you're working with younger kids, you may need to take larger fruits and vegetables like apples and cucumbers and peppers and just cut them into smaller, more manageable pieces that then the kids can take and break down into the small size that you're going to actually use in the recipe. And remember, with younger kids, quite often, if you're asking them to approach new fruits and vegetables, it can often help if you make sure that they're cut down to quite small size. Any type of fruit or vegetable in a dish, whether it's a salad or a soup or a stew, if it's cut very large, it's going to look 3 times bigger to them in their little perspective than it will to us as adults. So just make sure that you're cutting things to a pretty good small size before you add them to your pot or pan. And at the end of the day, if you are when you are cooking, you just want to make sure that you're having fun. That's what this is all about. But the last thing that I'll remind you of is if you are younger than 16 years old, make sure that an adult, an older sibling, or someone in your house knows that you're cooking and can be there to give you a hand if anything gets away from you. You always want to have somebody else just know what you're doing in the kitchen and make sure that you have a backup plan if anything goes wrong. So have fun, everybody, exploring all of these videos. Thank you very much for watching to this point, and enjoy the Growing Chefs on Ontario Federation of Agriculture 6x16 videos.